The Niners, Purdy might be back, but their offense is probably the main key piece to this team instead of the defense from all those years ago. And after that Super Bowl loss a few years ago, Purdy's not been the same. But is there more pressure on the Niners offense to ball out with a suspect defense?
It's football time.
Alrighty, what's going on? Welcome back to the All Around Sports Podcast of Sports, everyone on this channel. I'm your host, Antonio. Today, we're talking about the 49ers. The 49ers got a big win on Sunday against the mediocre Arizona Cardinals.
Watch this.
And now prepared to take on the Carolina Panthers coming into Monday Night Football. But Purdy and the Niners have not been as good. They haven't been too bad. They haven't been that great. As Purdy's record since the Super Bowl loss has been 8-10, including this year's record. He was 6-9 last year, and he's thrown for 16 total interceptions. Had a QBR of 64.8 in 2024 and a QBR of 69.6 in 2025. With 554 passing attempts with only 367 completions. But the question is there more pressure on the 49ers offense to ball out with a suspect defense? I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Before we do, if y'all do enjoy this video, do me a favor, smash the button down below, subscribe if you haven't already. For now, let's talk about the 49ers. I do believe there's more pressure on the offense because we all noticed the 49ers have not been able to get takeaways on many teams. The only 3 interceptions they have were 2 against the Cardinals and 1 against the Texans. The rest of the time, they've not been able to get to the quarterback. They have not been able to. They had a chance to add someone at the trade deadline, and apparently thought Keion White was a good idea.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I just keep imagining you waking up in the morning, sir, looking in the mirror, and in all seriousness saying to yourself,
You know who would be a really good pass rusher to add to this team? Keion White!
that's how I hear you in my head. I can't take it anymore. What was your second choice?
Chase Young?
But I want to go over something George Kittle said after the loss to the LA Rams. George Kittle said, quote, "We started the game off with a punt, a fumble, a fourth down turnover, a touchdown, and a punt." Kittle said after the game, quote, "Our offense has to play at an incredibly high level. We have to score points, be efficient, and not turn the ball over." But Kittle brings up a good point here because if you've watched my previous Niner videos I've done, you all know I have talked about this defense a lot. It's a young defense, sure, but with 3 key players out that are out with season-ending injury, including a rookie that you selected with your number 12 overall pick being out for the year, that hurts your defense. And not only that, back when they had like the Avengers and all that in the depth, they were really unstoppable. When they had all those guys in depth, like the Trey Greenlaws of the world, like the Talio Fungus of the world, like Charvarius Wards of the world, and plenty of others I can name. Maybe even Chase Young as well. But the Niners, they don't have that much depth. They have a very few amount of talent. They have 3 key players on IR that are out for the season. The main guys that have been stepping up have been D. Winters for Leonard Floyd. Fred Warner. And then you had Bryce Huff step in the place of Nick Bosa. And then you now have another position to replace as Michael Williams is also now out for the season as well. And I'm trying to figure out what position he actually is. Just so I know. I think he's like an edge. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. So that means probably the rookie Alfred Collins now has to step up a little bit more. But we all know when Purdy has more pressure on him, to put the team on his back, he cracks like an egg. He does. In Super Bowl 58, he had 2 chances on a third down conversion to get his team to win. Overthrew each of them. Chiefs wound up winning the game. And I wouldn't blame him as well because the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes have just been the 49ers' daddy.
Oh my! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, now you die.
But when I look at this defense, you have to have the offense play at a high elite level. Each of their losses have been because of one reason: losing the turnover battle. Let's look at their offensive stats really quick. They're 4th in the NFL right now. The offense ranked 15th in scoring offense, 2nd in passing yards per game, 4th in passing TDs. They ranked 27th in rushing yards per game with 94.8 per game. Also ranked 18th in rushing TDs, 8th in sacks allowed, 27th in interceptions thrown, and 15th in fumbles lost. Now let's transition over to the defensive side of the ball. Defense ranked 14th in scoring defense with allowing 22.9 per game. They ranked 28th in passing yards allowed per game, averaging about 249.1 per game. And 12th in rushing yards allowed with 103 rushing yards per game. Passing area has hurt them. And not only that, they're at the bottom of the barrel in sacks. They're 3rd to last in interceptions caught. They're the 3rd best team as far as fumbles recovered. When I'm looking at the schedule that the 49ers have left, this is going to come down to how well the 49ers offense can play. Because Carolina, we all know that they went into Green Bay and upset them as 2 touchdown underdogs. And then also Cleveland, they have a good defense, but the offense is still a question mark. Maybe Shedeur actually balls out. Then you got the Titans, that they've been a train wreck since the beginning. Then the last 3 games, those are key games. They are against the Indianapolis Colts, Chicago Bears, and the Seattle Seahawks. If we know anything about each of these 3 clubs, they have hard as nails defenses. Remember, Seattle allowed the Rams to 249 yards in a losing effort. And only that, at the same time, the Colts defense has been saving them ball games. And Jonathan Taylor and Daniel Jones are looking really good right now. And then the Bears, they've been only getting better under Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. They've only been getting better. Here's what I will say about this upcoming stretch. The next 3 games. You cannot afford to lose one. Because if you lose at least one, you'll be down to 5 losses. If you're entering into the week 16 span and you have 5 losses on your season, I could see from week 16 to week 18 being losses. I could see a loss against the Colts. They're right now looking like one of the best teams in the AFC. I could see a loss against the Bears that are currently on top of their division as I'm making this. I could see him losing to the Seattle Seahawks. As I've said at the beginning of the season, I've said to Niner fans, I'm going to say it again. Do not be in a win-and-in situation in week 18. Because if the Seahawks have that situation, they went on the road last year and beat the 49ers because of Geno Smith. This kind of time, it could be because of Sam Darnold. Well, we'll have to wait and see on what happens in week 18. But all I'll say is don't put your quarterback under that much pressure. Because whenever Purdy is asked to put his team on his back, he crumbles and folds like an egg. He will always do. And I will give credit. He did so in the 2 playoff games in which he won against the Detroit Lions and against the Green Bay Packers. But I've said it. Their defense has not been that eye-popping. And when you're going against teams in the playoff hunt that you're likely going to have to go on the road, because the Rams and Seahawks right now control the NFC West right now.
Is within my what? Did you really think it would be that easy? Come down here, Zeta Prime, and I will give you the answer.
If you have to go on the road into an LA's of the world, to the Phillies of the world, to the Bears, Packers, or Lions of the world, to the Buccaneers of the world, do you trust your defense for a whole 60 minutes to go out there and hold their own? I don't. Because the 49ers, every year they're overhyped. Every year they get pre-hyped in the postseason. And every year they crumble and crash and burn. They crash and burn every single year. It's been the case for 30 years, and it'll continue to be that way until otherwise. What you guys think? Do you guys think there's more pressure on the 49ers offense to ball out with the suspect defense that they have? Let me know in the comments what you guys think down below. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, do me a big favor, smash one down below, subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I'll see you on the next one. Ciao for now.